Hey, what's cracking, fellow gamers? It's B Chambers from Alloy 7 Video with yet another one of our patented gamer category reviews. This time around, I'm doing Saints Row 4, and I want to jump right in and say, within the first 5 hours of playing this game, I was convinced that Saints Row 4 would contend for my #1 game of this generation. Volition nailed the elements of risk, reward, and incentive perfectly within the parameters of Saints Row 4's gameplay. Sadly, as the game progressed, Volition relied too heavily on filler and poor attempts to handicap the superpowers I'd worked so hard to acquire and develop throughout the game. These issues don't stop the game from being great, I don't want you to misunderstand me, but they do stop the game from being as excellent as it should have been.
Are those killer Saints robots?
Yeah, but
So with these things in mind, let's talk about how the Saints Row 4 experience will affect different types of gamers. First up, let's talk about action junkies. It should be obvious that Saints Row 4 caters very well to action junkies. The controls are sharp, the gun and superpower play are chaotic, and the progressive build to becoming a super badass make the action that much more enjoyable. Next up, let's talk about builders. Despite the handicap flaws I spoke about in the intro, I still pray that every single RPG developer on the planet took notice of Volition's leveling and development system and the way the game mechanics work with it. Building my super badass president was a joy. The building system gave great incentive to tackle main missions, side quests, and even to hunt for collectibles, as doing so gave me the currency to purchase my upgrades. In many other open world games, these activities become tedious and feel more like chores than play, but Saints Row 4 hit a home run in this category. Now, throughout the game, the course of the game, you'll master elemental attacks, a ground slam, and telekinesis powers. If you complete several side quests and minigames, you'll have no problem maxing out these skills before you get to the end. Okay, next let's talk about bookworms. While overdone at times, Saints Row 4 is a perfect satire for just about every geek interest in the last 15 years. They make fun of almost every popular game franchise and even tackle movies such as They Live, The Matrix, and Tron Legacy. The story in and of itself is completely ridiculous in a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure sort of way, but the jokes do hit home. And the Matrix setting also provides an outstanding backdrop to the senseless violence you'll be committing throughout the game. You won't feel so bad about running that old lady over with your monster truck when you know, in reality, she really doesn't exist.
What happened to her?
So let's talk explorers. Saints Row 4 does offer a decent-sized world for you to explore, and the superpowers cut down heavily on the tedium of travel. That said, the world really doesn't have much to it outside of shops and mostly poorly designed minigames. So if you're looking for Skyrim, nah, dog. Alright, let's talk collaborators. Saints Row 4 allows for 2-player co-op, and straight up, you need to play this game with a friend to fully enjoy it. If you keep up with our channel, you know that my friend Patrick and I did a Now Playing series for Saints Row 4, and I gotta tell you that the nights I spent playing and recording the game with him were far more enjoyable than the times I spent playing the game by myself. Now, I did find myself at times wishing we could bring more people into the game, but quite honestly, with how buffed and strong you get at the end of the game, or by the end of the game rather, it would be too much. If there were more people in the game, it would just break it and make it way too easy. Audiophiles and visualists. Outside of some of the bright lights that are used to lighten this very dark world, Saints Row 4's visuals are lackluster at best. Fortunately, the soundtrack, on the other hand, is absolutely outstanding. Also, the ability to create your own in-game playlist using the available tracks in the soundtrack was a very welcome bonus. Alright folks, so let's get down to the bottom line. Overall, I had a great time playing Saints Row 4. I did experience some hefty fatigue toward the end of the game, as displayed in our Please Jesus episode of our Let's Play if you watched that, but I'm definitely glad I played it. I can comfortably recommend this game to fans of the series who don't mind the ridiculous setting and the superpowers. However, if you're looking for a truly immersive experience akin to Oblivion or Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto 5, I think you may be okay if you pass. And that's going to do it for this particular gamer category review, friends. I appreciate you as always sliding through and watching, liking, favoriting, subscribing, and most importantly, leaving us commentary. If you played the game, chime in and tell us about your experience. And until the next time, this is B Chambers signing off for Alloy 7 Video. Allow me to tell you all peace and Godspeed.
Alloy 7.